Now, what they did was amazing. They actually wove a sari which told the whole story of Kolkata from the time that Job Chana came into Calcutta.
On a sari.
On the sari, my dear.
It was
And
painted or it was woven?
Woven. And
Wow.
it was all in pinks and blues, the colors of the Raj. It was such a gorgeous sari. I wanted very much to acquire it, but I did not. I could not. I could not afford it.
What does grace mean to you today?
Grace is a certain elegance that comes over the years. Grace is not about being very proud and strutting around. Grace is something where you reach out to people, you have a certain warmth, and you convey that to people. So that is what grace is all about. It's very different from just saying grace is all about the way a model struts the rat. It's not that.
You've spent years telling other people's story. What is one story about yourself that people do not know enough about?
I'll tell you something very interesting because in my early days, when I used to dress up for parties, people would see me wearing backless blouses.
Okay.
And one of my friends, Tanushree Shankar's husband, Anand Shankar, he was very humorous. So he would joke with me. He would say, Rita's blouses can be made out of a handkerchief.
Namaskar. Welcome to another special conversation, Nostalgia Notes, presented by Indian Silk House, a brand with a legacy woven over 100 years of heritage, tradition, culture, and craftsmanship. We at Indian Silk House believe that legacies are not preserved just by fabrics, but by people, ideas, and communications. Our guest today is Rita Bhimani, an accomplished PR veteran, columnist, author, and Kolkata's one of the most respected cultural voices. Rita ji is also known for her literary contributions, engaging moderations, and her deep understanding of culture, identity, and communication. So sit back and enjoy the insightful, enriching, heartfelt conversation with Rita Bhimani ji. Namaskar, Rita ji. It's so good to see you here. I'm really, really honored to have you here on Nostalgia Notes. It's our 100 years of Indian Silk House celebration. My first question to you is, you have seen Kolkata evolve through decades. What is that old Kolkata elegance according to you?
Right. What I'd love to start by telling you is that I'd like to refer you to the Tagore household. Now, they were the ones, I would say, who were the pioneers of sartorial elegance. Because if you look at Gyananandini Devi and others, they really set the tone for the kind of saris we should wear, the way we should wear it. And in those days, it was a very different kind of approach, let's say, to how they should be dressing. Because remember, they were all living in the confines of the Tagore household. So to come out of that and to be able to speak in their own voice, that was quite something. So possibly we took a cue from that. And then the whole thing evolved. You know, you were asking about tradition. There's also one other word I would use, and that is memories.
Yeah.
Saris are built of memories. What we wear, how we present ourselves is also how we go back to our traditions.
So, what part of Bengal's cultural elegance is quietly disappearing Have we become more fashionable and less graceful?
Absolutely not. I would say that we continue to grow in the special ways that we present fashion, because the way women are today wearing their saris, the way they are going out and becoming corporate leaders, and people in the modeling world, and so many other areas, especially teaching, for instance. So everywhere there is a particular a need for a certain individual style. So I think we are not less fashionable. We are just more positive. We are more individualistic in the way we
And
present
fashion has
ourselves.
also evolved over the
Absolutely.
years.
Yes.
Just like we evolved, the generations evolved, the fashion has also
Yes.
evolved. You have spent years shaping perceptions through PR and storytelling. Fashion is considered as silent communication. Do you believe that what we wear tells a story before we speak?
Absolutely. It's an excellent observation on your part, because when you talk about fashion as being a silent communicator, I think that itself says a lot. For instance, when a woman is entering a boardroom, she has a certain style, and she has a grace about her, and she has her own personality, which she brings perhaps to the boardroom. There's a whole lot of other men around her, remember? So she has to also look the part, and also have a certain credibility with these people. The same thing happens when a woman enters the classroom to teach. As a teacher, she also exudes a certain confidence, and her students also expect something more to come from her. She is communicating, yes, but her body language also says a lot more.
Yeah.
And the same thing is there for somebody who is a doctor. You want to have a lot of faith in the doctor. So when she comes in and she dresses in a certain way, and she talks to you with a certain warmth and a certain understanding, that also says a lot to the
So basically, what I understand, the occasion, the personality, and the whole lot of the occasion where we carry ourselves, we should dress accordingly, and that carries the weight.
Yes, it does. For instance, you think of when you go to a Shraddh.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people these days, they wear these very fancy white clothes. They look gorgeous, them with their diamonds and everything else.
Yeah.
But I think you should dress down.
Yes.
Yes, you're there for a certain sad occasion.
Yes.
So give it that certain gravitas.
Yeah. So a lot of people do not mark those little things, but this should be a part of our personality, that we should the occasion, as you mentioned, like a Shraddh, there should not be like a fashion show, or show off what you possess. So basically, according to the occasion, dressing makes appealing to everyone.
Oh, yes. I've seen, for instance, a lot of middle class women who go to the bazaar, say early evening, and I would look at them and say that they are putting on their lipstick and their a lot of powder, maybe extra, just that, a little different, little hatke kind of thing. So I would say that I would be quite admiring of such women, because they're not just going in their kaftans or something like that to the stores. They're going dressed up in their own way to buy their provisions, their meat and fish and vegetables and everything else. And I think they're given a certain respect by the shopkeeper.
Okay.
So everywhere you gain something more from that audience that you're addressing.
Yeah. You've spent years telling other people's story. What is one story about yourself that people do not know enough about?
I'll tell you something very interesting, because in my early days, when I used to dress up for parties, people would see me wearing backless blouses.
Okay.
And one of my friends, Tanushree Shankar's husband, Anand Shankar, he was very humorous. So he would joke with me. He would say, Rita's blouses can be made out of a handkerchief. His daughter still reminded me the other day about this particular observation of his. I did that, but that was, again, what the occasion demanded. Maybe I had the figure for it, and I could do it. My husband liked it, so I did that. But the things that people also didn't know is that I had to dress every single day for the corporate world, for my office. And in those days, we had very little money. So I would go off to, say, the Maidan Market or to New Market or to simpler places and just pick up very simple cotton saris and maybe certain silks from the market, so that I would always be well groomed to face my office colleagues. So I did that, and people didn't realize that I did that. Maybe I would cheat occasionally and take my mother's saris as well. So I had a fairly nice, extensive wardrobe. The other thing that people also didn't know about me, very, very few close friends did, is that who bought my saris? My husband. Yeah. What he would do is, he was a very popular commentator, and he loved going to Chennai and to Bangalore and all those places, apart from all the other places he went around the world. But from the beginning, from the 70s, he had a very good eye, and he would get me my kanjivarams. And he understood the weight of the kanjivaram. He remembered my color combinations.
Your sari is looking gorgeous.
Thank you. I should have worn in his honor, I should have worn a kanjivaram. But in your honor, I decided to wear something where we could again team up well. So imagine from then, when he could also least afford it, he would buy my kanjivarams. And over the years, my collection grew because of his eye. He would go even with me until a few years ago, and maybe we would go to a nalli, and he would pick up a sari and tell them exactly what he thought the price should be. So it was. So these are little things that people didn't
he
know.
had the taste, and you had the taste for styling it well. See, just this sari, wearing a good sari is not just enough. You know, how you carry, how you style with everything, makeup, jewelry, and all other stuff. The personality makes brighter.
Yes.
And you've always dressed gracefully, that we know. I have seen you from years, although I haven't got much chance to connect with you or meet with you. But,
Unfortunately.
But I have seen you very graceful whenever I have seen you in public forums, because you are a public figure. So we have seen you and we connect with you. At this age also, you look really graceful.
Thank you so much.
You look graceful, ma'am. Do you think women inherit emotions through saris, almost like invisible family heirloom?
Oh, yes. Yes, they do. And I'm finding more and more women taking out their beautiful saris that maybe they got from their mothers or their grandmothers, and they would dust them out and open them out and find, oh my God, this is falling apart. I must do something about it. I must give it a whole backing. I must do the rafu around it. And so suddenly they're coming alive to the fact that these were things that their forebears collected. They had an eye for it also. And so these memories are also woven into some of the saris. I go back to my mother, my grandmother. They were all writers. And they had their own style. My mother was so stylish that she styled her own blouses. I still have one which she styled uh, in not in georgette, but in a material that stayed so well. Um, and it was a halter blouse. Imagine in her time
Yeah.
wearing a halter blouse.
She was very fashionable.
Yes, and yet she was a first-class magistrate in Jamshedpur.
Okay.
So when she would go there, she would cover her head, and she would be very differently dressed from this other, stylized thing with velvet and everything else. So that was there. Then when I opened up my cupboard, I found my grandmother's black silk sari with silver. It was genuine silver. I said, what do I do with it? It's just got to be there, preserved. Maybe you don't wear it, or maybe you can do something more with it. But definitely, saris should not be cut up. To me, I don't.
That's great to know, ma'am. What does grace mean to you today?
Grace is a certain elegance that comes over the years. Grace is not about being very proud and strutting around. Grace is something where you reach out to people, you have a certain warmth, and you convey that to people. So that is what grace is all about. It's very different from just saying grace is all about the way a model struts the ramp. It's not that. It's something more than that. It's the way a woman carries herself, her dignity, and how that is conveyed to other people.
A century-old brand like Indian Silk House carries memory, not just merchandise. What makes people emotionally loyal to a legacy?
I think with Indian Silk House, the whole thing is about how you have clung on to tradition. That's one part of it. How Indian Silk House has grown over the years, how it has become more customer friendly, and how Indian Silk House has, let's say, appealed to women of all ages with their colors, with the fabric, and with a reinvention without having to become something which is not the traditional silk house that it has always been. That's what I like. You have to.
So we at Indian Silk House basically believe that keeping our tradition intact, we want to move with the times. So accordingly, we have changed ourselves, and the kind of saris younger generation like to wear, we have got those designs. We developed those designs and colors and textures. So basically, moving with the times is very essential to maintain the tradition or the legacy.
Absolutely, because when we first came to Indian Silk House, and when I was getting married, you were looking for a certain tradition. You were looking for things that you could wear to a wedding or to a reception. So it had to have a lot of gold, and it had to have something very different. The motifs were different. And then I find that when you look at some younger people and you ask them, where did you source your sari from? And they said Indian Silk House. And then you realize that, yes, you have moved with the times. As you say, what you're wearing.
I'm wearing a Banarsi Kora. It's hand-woven sari, and it has got this zari, golden and silver zari motifs. The design is really unique. These motifs are not usual traditional motifs we see, and the fabric is pure hand-woven, and the texture is beautiful and just perfect for summer.
The problem is that are you going to wear gold with it or silver with it? So what you have done is you've gone for diamonds.
You notice such minutely. That's your observation. That's incredible, ma'am. Do you think heritage has become a new luxury?
People today value heritage a lot more than they ever did before. I'll tell you a couple of things. For instance, the other day there was a wonderful exhibition, and this was at this very, very unique small place where they had actually woven Raja Ravi Varma's
Yes, those
his
paintings were painted in the...
they were actually woven
Okay, yeah.
into khadi. So
Okay.
there was the tradition of khadi,
Yeah,
which was unique, and there was the tradition of Raja Ravi Varma.
yeah.
So the two melded so beautifully, and they had it hanging as exhibits. And so people asked, lots of women are, who seem to have the money, said, "Can't we buy these?" And they said, "No, these are museum pieces." But this was a unique experiment. So I feel the sari is never out of sight for us.
Yeah.
So there it was. There was khadi and there was Ravi Varma, and the two went very well.
So it's great to see, such unique creations are happening today. People are appreciating. But yes, affordability is a factor. Not everyone can afford. Silk prices are increasing day by day. And to make a good creation, it costs money. Yeah,
Yes,
it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
So nowadays, we see a lot of power loom stuff coming in, which is like reasonably priced, cheap. You can just wear once and twice and throw. So a lot of people are doing that, but a kind of satisfaction it gives to own a nice handwoven sari. And once you carry that handwoven legacy or handwoven creation, it gives a different feel.
It does. It does. I have argued with a lot of friends. I said, "What's wrong with power loom?" And they said, "Come on. Handloom is handloom."
Yeah.
And of course, I have reached out to a lot of weavers from Fulia and various other places. In fact, I have a set of weavers in a place called Kauna, which is in Burdwan. And I actually got them the ATG clearance. And they have a Kalna Chamber of Commerce where I went. And what I found was that they were trying to cut out the middlemen. So I went on a Saturday, and it was no middlemen there, and a large number of women weavers who brought out their wares. So I was very pleased about that.
Yeah.
And I feel that all of us need to support these kind of weaves that we have around us.
The other day, I was thinking, I had this thought, maybe sometime, we will get into it and, do an initiative to make it practically workable. We have all kinds of schools, training institutes, but there's no formal training institute for weaving. Why? Like when we see the condition of weavers, that like the current generation, first of all, is not adopting the weaving tradition of their forefathers, their father or grandfathers, whatever is their family tradition. But there's no formal education for learning this age-old heritage of Indian textile weaving. So there should be a formal education, an institute where there will be looms, there will be people teaching how to weave a sari. There should be something like that.
You're so right.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because there are specialist food schools.
Yeah,
and
food
there are
schools, every kind of education you can get, but why not a weaving school?
Yeah.
Where just weaving will be taught to the generations.
Yeah.
So younger generation, even if, suppose my daughter, if she wants to learn how the sari is woven, what is the opportunity? There's no opportunity.
No, I mean, she
has to
can't
go
just watch
she has to
village.
go see, witness the thing, but she cannot sit there, live there and start weaving. It's not possible. So those creations which were like made earlier have to continue.
Yes.
The craft should not die.
Yeah.
So for that, formal education is the thing that should be started.
Yes, because they go to the end point.
Yeah.
They have fashion schools and colleges.
Fashion schools are basically not teaching you the exact weaving.
No.
So they just source the fabric from the weavers and then design in their own way. But how to teach people to weave? Why the weavers are leaving the industry? This should stop.
So maybe here's a challenge for you.
Yeah,
to start something. Something.
So I was sharing this thought with my husband that in 100 years, let's do something like that. Let's have an effort and initiative to start the formal education in weaving. So, so I was sharing this idea with him.
Good. I think this is a good starting point.
Yeah. Can a sari brand like us be called a cultural institution, not just a retail destination, as we, in the long journey of 100 years, have dressed people whose dressing style have influenced across generations?
Definitely. Definitely, that tradition has to continue. People have to understand that something that's 100-year-old legacy is not something that's buried in the past. It's something that is a living institution and a growing institution, and a place where you have given a lot of thought to changing styles, to introducing new weaves, and to introducing new designs and everything else. So definitely, you have the responsibility of this legacy, and that's something that
Yes,
you have to take
absolutely.
forward.
You said it so rightly. Responsibility comes with preserving tradition. Yes, it comes. Do you think handloom and craftsmanship deserve a stronger cultural movement?
Definitely. Very recently, and I think you also interacted with me on that, there was this lovely event that we were all involved in,
Yeah.
which was all about linen and cotton.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very good panel discussion with people who are actually in this weaving setup. And who have tried to preserve it over the years. So it shows that the sari is a living organism.
Yes. So these events and these initiatives makes the sari still relevant, and I'm sure sari is going to continue for generations.
It will, because it's part of our DNA.
Yeah.
I mean, there are people, when we travel abroad, we just wear our trousers and tops, or maybe a salwar kameez and go. But I don't see why we can't travel in a sari. And I remember one of our previous governors, Viren Shah, his wife, when they would entertain in Raj Bhavan, which is now called Lok Bhavan, unfortunately, she would be in very casual clothes. But the moment she got onto a plane, she would be there in a sari. Why? Because she is, after all, an ambassador of India. So people should also respect that. And she carried that very well, although sometimes it's uncomfortable on a long flight. And I took that cue from her when we would go to places like, say, a beach resort in Thailand. And we would be in our very, very casual wear, shorts and everything else. The moment I would always pack a sari, the day that I would wear a sari, suddenly everything would change. People would come to us and they would be very curious. What is this, ma'am? What is it all about? And suddenly you had a new respectability with them.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So that happened there or in England or wherever. So we should never shy away from our own clothes. And we do it better than others. Sometimes, I shouldn't say this, but very often foreigners like to dress up in saris, but they can never carry it off the way I think. It's like maybe we wouldn't be able to carry off some of the clothes.
But having said that, I know many of my relatives, those who live abroad, during their festivals and during their special occasions, they do wear saris. Like a lot of Indians staying abroad, they do wear saris on occasions.
Oh, yes.
Yes, that's there. So even if they are living in a foreign land, the sari is relevant in anywhere you are.
They are.
Yeah.
It's just that I was saying that the foreigners also have to adapt to how they should be wearing sari, which we are able to do,
Maybe we are not able to carry their outfit so well.
We are not.
So, but we should always maintain the individuality. We should hold on to our tradition, what we have, what we are best in. We should
absolutely. I think so.
We should carry on that.
Yes.
Yeah. In the world where everyone is talking, What makes someone worth listening to?
One word: credibility. You must have the power of your conviction. You must know, you must be aware of what's going around in the world, politically or sociologically and otherwise, so that you're able to hold a conversation well, so that people can turn to you for your knowledge of what you have to say and what your opinions are like. So that's the tipping off point.
Okay. You have seen powerful rooms and influential people. What quietly separates real influence from visible influence?
Today, in this world of social media, there are what we call influencers.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is a new breed which is influencing our society in a big way. I don't know in the right way or wrong way, but yes, it has a huge influence.
And it has a huge influence in the sense that brands are being grown through these influencers.
Yeah.
I've written a couple of chapters in my books about such influencers. And I do have a lot of time for them. But when they started out, they were just getting out of bed, and they hadn't even combed their hair. They hadn't even brushed their teeth. And they were just talking and talking and talking.
Yeah.
So that has changed over the years. Thank God for that.
Yes.
So that they are better turned out and they have a huge lot, lakhs and lakhs of followers. So they also realized that they have to also dress for the occasion.
Just by looking at the views or the followers, one does not become a good content creator. So the content they are spreading in the digital world, the quality of that has to be improved still, I feel.
It has to be improved. And we in PR also are telling, I'm telling all my younger colleagues that, look, you're all very excited by AI and you're all very excited about the way you can grow your businesses through the social media. But you have a very big responsibility of speaking the truth.
Yeah. This has, highlighted or improved the personal branding, but authenticity is a question.
Authenticity is a question, but I think if that particular agency comes to their problems and problem solving of their clients, and they come to it in a mature sort of way, and they don't claim the wrong things for their clients or their businesses or the brands that they're trying to promote or grow, then I think there will be some, again, to use that same word that I've used earlier, credibility. You have to gain that credibility. In fact, I used to have one client whose English was not very good, and he used a very interesting word. He called it creditability. And it's not such a bad word. Creditability means credibility plus the act of being able to sell that particular product.
Okay. It's a new word. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. What kind of people leave the deepest impression on you?
People who speak from the heart. People who are not, when I meet them socially, they're not looking around here and there. If I'm talking to them, I need them to be focused. So I do the same when I meet such people. So you have to be warm. You have to be empathetic. That's the word. Sympathy is a different thing. Sympathy you say for when you want to do your corporate social responsibility and you want to do various acts where you want to help people in need, so to say. But empathy is a different thing.
Yeah. So what is one conversation that changed your life forever?
Actually, lots of conversations did. So I don't think I can pinpoint one, especially in my long life, in my long career. So we have come across so many types of people. But the people who have changed my life a lot are people who are now in their 90s. And I've done lots of interviews with them. I did an interview of a lady who is 102.
Okay.
And she was all there. And she was the granddaughter of Chittaranjan Das. And she gave me such a beautiful interview. When we published it, everyone was so excited to read about what she had to say, because she had never lost a single opportunity to vote.
Okay.
Yes. So she did that over the year. She still looked lovely the day I met her. She was sitting and knitting. So, you have to be focused, and you have to be busy, even at that stage in life. There were various other people like that. Amala Shankar. She, again, I interviewed her. We used to have these red sofa conversations at the conclave. And she was about 96 then. So when I told people she's 96, she said, no, I'm not. I'm 97. I said, my God, normally women like to decrease their age.
Yes.
And she was still able to get up and dance. She was at that age keeping herself busy by starting something new. She was painting. Now imagine, people don't give up. That's what I love. Another lady I've come across, and I'm very close to her, is Ruby Panchodbe. She's 97. But she was there, feisty as ever, trying to promote these people whom we knew so little about. Although we have a Santhal president, but yet all the other things about their culture we knew very little about. And she brought all these people in together, art and music and everything else. So to me, those are the people whom I look up to.
Okay. So I'm sure in the journey of 50 plus years of your career, you must have come across with so many incredible personalities which are worth remembering. The stories of them is worth remembering.
That's why I put them in my book also, which I've given you.
I will read this book, and thank you for giving this book to me. When you mentioned about Amala Shankar ji, she was a regular at our Indian Silk House store. So we had a long relationship with Shankar family.
With her and with, of course, Tanushree, of course.
Yes. And I keep hearing these stories from my father-in-law.
Yes.
He keeps telling, like, कौन था जो नहीं आया Indian Silk House में? And the list is long. I feel so proud that, these visionaries, these legendary personalities have come to our store, and we have had the privilege to dress them. It's a big honor.
Yes.
It's a big honor.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rita ji, what has aging taught you which ambition never could?
What a lovely question this is, Kavita, because I love to be the age that I am. I don't want to go back to being 20 again. That I want to do with trying to mentor people and for them to come up to me and say, well, you don't look your age, That's fine. That's all right. But aging has taught me to be laid back, to look at the world with maturity, with tolerance. Something that perhaps young people lack today. So aging gracefully is something where you have to still keep up everything. I still keep up my exercise. I still keep up playing the piano. You have to have all your faculties about you. I still keep writing all the time. So you have to keep busy, but yet you cannot convey this to people. You cannot say, oh, I'm too busy for you. No. Let them see it for themselves.
What deserves to survive for another 100 years beyond brands and buildings?
Well, I think we've talked about heritage, of course. And I think nowadays women are realizing that their personal style doesn't have to be something that is led always by the trends of today. They don't have to copy someone else. They are all very, very individualistic. They are growing their own brands. And say you look at a structured sari. I don't think we should turn up our noses at a structured sari, something that's been created. It's so much easier for a lot of young women to wear, particularly young women who have wonderful figures. So I don't see anything wrong with that. When you see an Aishwarya Rai Bachchan wearing something like that and walking the red carpet. So we are also trying to show the world that what we have, the kind of waves we have, the kind of material, the colors, the fabrics, everything that India has to show for itself. It's all over. You go to Maharashtra, you go to the south, you go up to Kashmir, you go to Assam, where I've been. I've written a book also on that, on Muga. So there's just so much. We are so rich in our traditions that we have.
Proud to be an Indian.
And proud to be an Indian. So it's going to continue to be there. That's never going to go.
Yeah.
Perhaps the prices will change, the styles will change, the weavers will also try to be a little more innovative. All that will be there. But it's never going to go away. Just like Indian silk house, I think. It's never going to go away.
Thank you for such golden words, Didi. So I think India, Indianness, and Indian heritage is going to live long. Didi, what has been your experience with Indian silk house?
Let me tell you something. And this story goes back, obviously, half a century. When I was getting married, you can imagine where else would we go to but to College Street. My mother took me along there. And that's where I bought my wedding sari, red and gold.
Wow.
So you can imagine it's a very, very special,
and nostalgic
relationship.
Absolutely nostalgic.
Yes.
What message would you give to young women balancing ambition with authenticity?
Young women today are teaching us a lot. They're teaching us a lot of lessons because they are much more focused. They know what they want. Maybe occasionally they should take some advice from us. But I, in my turn, often take advice from these young women to say, especially in social media, I said, I don't know enough about this. Will you tell me? And they're so happy. They're, in their turn, happy to teach us. We've mentored them over the years. But now they're giving back something to us. They're showing us that they have a certain positivity. They have what you say is ambition. And that ambition has to be tempered with a certain maturity, a certain personable approach to what they are all about. I did a recent, it was an event, there were various events around my book, but one of the events I did, I gave it a title, I called it Apna Brand Bajao. So what I wanted to convey through that is that apart from building other people's brands, your clients' brands and everything, you yourself must bajao your own personality and put it in front of people, not in an aggressive way, but definitely how will you be different from the other person next to you? You must stand out in a crowd without getting over competitive.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said, Rita ji. So now we move on to the next segment, which is Quickfire round. So my first question to you is one word for Gen Z.
Smart.
One sari that you never say no to.
Kanjivaram, of course.
Silk or cotton?
Cotton.
Finish the sentence. A woman becomes unforgettable when she.
So a person becomes unforgettable when she listens to you, when she's not wrapped up in herself, when she opens up,
Okay.
when she hears, because communication to me is a 4-letter word, hear,
Okay.
rather than talk.
Well said. What still makes Rita Bhimani curious?
I'm curious about lots of things in life. I'm curious whenever a new music movement starts. I'm curious about new authors. They're amazing what they write about. I'm curious about the films that are being made around us. There's so much happening in life generally. So definitely the curiosity is there.
Okay. What do people spend too much time chasing?
Shadows, of course. But I think they spend too much time imitating others where they should have their own identity.
Okay. A woman icon whose sari style you admire.
There are, again, too many of them. But I have one regret in life, and that is a certain sari which I wanted to acquire. A lot of things that I wanted to acquire, maybe some famous artists when I was starting out as an art critic. That time I didn't have the money. So I couldn't buy Gopal Ghosh, for instance, or others. But this one particular sari that I have a particular regret for, I really wish somehow one had got it. It was when we were celebrating 300 years of Calcutta being Calcutta, its birthday. And there was this thing called the Weavers Center, which was run by Sunil Das. He was a well-known artist. And they started weaving a lot of stuff on Kalkan. Now, what they did was amazing. They actually wove a sari which told the whole story of Kolkata from the time that Job Chana came into Calcutta.
On a sari?
On the sari, my dear.
It was painted or it was woven?
Woven. And
Wow.
it was all in pinks and blues, the colors of the Raj. It was such a gorgeous sari. I wanted very much to acquire it, but I did not. I could not. I could not afford it.
One communication lesson that every entrepreneur should learn.
Entrepreneurs, of course, have 2 or 3 very distinct things that they should think about. One is when they start up, they must know the nuts and bolts and what's going to be their profit and loss, of course, because you can't just jump into an idea. You must know exactly how to back it. So that is one. Second, they should know what is in that particular field, what their competition is. And the third is, how do you actually project that? Project what you're about to do, project your uniqueness, because in advertising we talk about USP. So they should be able to project their USP.
It gives a lot of learning to entrepreneurs. Books, music, conversations. What inspires you the
Music,
most?
too. Music, anytime. I am actually, I play the piano even today because there's no end to learning. And I play a lot of my favorite composers like Beethoven and Bach and Chopin and so on. So that's what I like to be inspired by. Books are there. Everything else is there, but music.
Music inspires you.
Yes.
Describe Indian Silk House in one line.
Eternal.
Thank you, Didi. And what are your thoughts for our future?
You yourself were telling me about this. And this goes on record, since this is a conversation that's going to stay for a while. But I think I put the responsibility on your lovely shoulders to see whether you can start this whole movement of how a weaving school can come about. Because you've been doing all the other things.
Yeah.
You've been growing new designs, new fabrics, everything else. What you're wearing is just gorgeous. I have to acquire something like this for my daughter-in-law for sure.
Most welcome, Didi. I would love to have you in our showroom downstairs.
I would like to. I'd like to bring her and show. So this is something that rests on you.
Thank you. I hope I am able to carry this responsibility and bring about some change.
You will. You will, because you have a positive mindset. Look at what you're doing. You know, look at these conversations that you started. That's also something that's going to get you, I know we shouldn't use today's words, but get you a lot of eyeballs, definitely.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you so much. These blessings are like, they mean a lot to me. They mean a lot to me and to my brand. Thank you, Didi. Thank you so much. If you go back and meet your younger self, what message would you whisper her to?
I would definitely tell her that please be a little more positive, be a little more aggressive. I used to be very, very shy, and I always loved to somehow promote my husband more, and everyone knew me as Kishore Bhimani's wife. So I think at that stage, things should have, I didn't really want to say should have changed, but definitely it's a world where you have to speak up a little more. And I feel that I would tell my younger self that please just, be a little more in front of people. In front, you've got the qualities, you've got the abilities. So let people see it also. Let people understand your work. That's what I would.
But I'm sure you have proved it. You have proved it.
That took time.
Yeah, that took time. Yes, that took time. Yes. So now basically it boils down to that lage rehna padega. Lage raho.
Lage raho.
Yes. Didi, what people often misunderstand about successful women?
They feel that successful women are far too aggressive. They're far too bold. Some of them perhaps have climbed the corporate ladder in the wrong way. So there's a lot of misunderstanding around successful women. And I think women themselves are to blame for it. They should wear their success more lightly. They can be there in their own workplace and be someone who can be approachable. And they should be able to reach out to their employees the same way as whereas a person, say, in the medical profession, they should be able to be a little softer at the edges, so to say.
Okay.
To be able to gain credibility.
Okay. When someone speaks about Rita Bhimani 50 years from now, what do you hope they remember you for?
My God, it's such an egocentric thing for me to say. But I think I'd like them to remember me as being warm and humble, because a lot of people keep telling me that, oh, you're so humble. And I said, okay, thank you very much. That's wonderful. And frank. And I think I'd like to be remembered as someone who has mentored people across the board. So, you've reached out and helped others. And definitely I have been, and apna badai nahi kar rahi hu, but I have been a pioneer in the field of corporate communications. And I have stayed in this, what they call staying power. I think you have to show people that there is something called continuity. There's something called keeping on doing what you are best at doing and not giving up, let's say. So that is what I'd like to be remembered for, that, you may have reached the top of your profession, but there's still scope to learn. There's still scope to expand in another area. So that's how I'd like to be remembered, as someone who didn't ever give up at a stage.
Well said. And I must tell you that there are so many people who look up to you for your professional journey, for the way you shaped your career, the way you carried yourself in public life. There's so much to learn. There's so much to learn.
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And I'm still writing my books, because now I feel that I may have my consultancy, but now I don't want to run after my clients' problems and their strategic problems. Now I want to just sit back and relax and write books or do interviews. But that writing must continue, because if you have a special skill, please use it.
Yeah.
That's what I want people to know.
Yes. As we come to an end of this truly enriching conversation with none other than the legend Rita Bhimani ji, we extend our heartfelt gratitude to you. Thank you for sharing your remarkable journey, invaluable insights, and thoughtful reflections with us. Thank you, Rita ji.
Thank you so much.